Hey everybody, I'm Joe from Joe Pro Decor, and today I want to give you a small introduction into the Mirka Leros pole sander. Now, if you've seen any of my other videos on my channel, you'll know there's another video on there which I will show you the link to for the Mirka Leros, which is a handheld orbital sander. Now, the difference between these two is this one is a pole sander. It's got a slightly larger head. It's actually 225mm instead of the 150 or 125mm on the Leros, the smaller handheld one. And what this is really useful for, you can probably tell by the length of it, is for doing ceilings. So when I use the Leros, if I'm trying to reach in high places, I will have to get on a set of ladders to reach. But the beauty of this is that you don't have to get on ladders. You can basically stand in the middle of the room as so, and you can reach everything that you need to reach. Now this also comes with an extension pole for really high ceilings, which I don't currently have, but I will be purchasing that and I can show you on another video. But let's get on to this now as it is. Now, the beauty of this machine when you compare it to other pole sanders on the market, it's the lightest one on the market. So that's always an advantage when you reach in high places. When you've got it in your hand, it's straight on your shoulders, etc., and on your arms. So the lighter the better. So that's one plus point for this particular machine. The other advantage is, at my company, Joseph Elwick Painting and Decorating, we use a virtually dust-free setup. And what this does is, we can go into homes, into the domestic properties, and we can minimise the amount of airborne dust when we are sanding walls down. So I don't know whether you're aware, but if you use an orbital sander on a patch of filler on a wall, if you don't have extraction, the dust fills the room. And it is very, very messy, and that will spread into other rooms and etc, etc. So what this does, this extractor which is hooked up to it, which is also a Mirka, it minimises that. You may get little tiny specks of dust on top of skirting boards and things like that, but nothing like the amount of dust that will fill the room or fill the house up. So this is a big advantage when doing homes. Plus, this type of system speeds it up as well. So anyway, let's get on to this. I don't want to go into too much detail. If you've seen any of my videos, you'll know I don't like to give you a load of jargon and specifications, things like that. What I try and do is just explain how it works, the ease of use, plus points, negative points, etc, etc. Now, off the top of my head, the only negative to this, when I've used it previously, is because it's on a pole, you don't quite get the power and the push onto the actual machine that you would on a hand one. You still get plenty on it, don't get me wrong, but not quite the same. So I use this now for different purposes. So one for high reach areas, it comes in handy. But what I mainly use this for is to denib a room. So this room here is perfect because this room's been stripped. It's a rental property. I've been asked by the owner not to go OTT on the prep work, which is hard for me, believe me, because I like to get things spot on. But what I mean by denibbing, and what I will be doing on this property, is basically there's no obvious imperfections, there's no big holes, nothing like that that need filling with the old easy fill. You've got a few little pinholes, etc. So I'm going to be lining this room, but also because I've stripped it, there'll be little fragments of paper, there will be paste residue on there, dried paste residue, etc, etc. So what you always need to do is denib it. You can do this two ways. You can use a wide blade scraper, which does the job. But if you've got one of these, or the handheld one, you can denib it with the sander and it's a lot faster. So I'm going to give you a demonstration of where this really comes in handy. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Right, so the first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be hooking it up, and I'll just show you briefly the main points of this machine. So the hose from the extractor fastens onto that bit, and that's how simple it is. You just hook it on. The mains cable clicks into place. You can hear that click when you do it, so you know that's on. The extractor, you never use an extractor. On this particular one, there's on, off and automatic. So obviously that switch goes on automatic, so when this machine gets powered on and I pull the trigger, this automatically kicks in and starts sucking up all the dust from this machine. So just quickly, this oscillates, and that's the beauty of this machine. It actually oscillates, so it moves on every angle, and this is very useful for imperfections on the wall and just gliding on surfaces that aren't smooth. Now this pad, which is a hook and loop, it has an abrinet on there at the moment, and I'm going to change that over. We'll have a nice new abrinet for this demonstration. And that just simply goes on there. But if I show you, you'll see all the holes in the pad. Now this pad is soft, and that allows, it's like a spongy feeling, and that allows for slight imperfections on the wall when you put pressure on the wall. But all those little holes are where the extraction and where the sucks up all the dust. So that's like basically a glorified Hoover, if you want to call it that. But they are very powerful. So we get that on there, these little holes, as you can see, in the actual abrinet, which lets the dust through the pad, through the holes, and into the back of this machine. So, like I said, feels really light, really handy. Squeeze that round. This machine is different in the fact that it has 2 extraction ports, so it's actually sucking the dust up from both sides of the pad, whereas some of the other pole sanders only have 1. So that's a bit of an advantage as well, and that's supposed to help suck up and not miss some of the dust that some of the others may miss. With it having such a large pad, 225mm. Right, so what I'll do is I'll show you the pad here. So you've basically got, it shows there the green light, the power's on, but it's not switched on. So what you do is you press that on, and then you'll get these lights here. There is 4, 5, 6, 7 lights. Now that's the strength or the power of the oscillation or the spins. So if you've got a plus and a minus, turn that up to full power, and then what you do is to turn it on, you press this button here. It's that simple. Everything's touchpad, really easy to use. So now I've explained that, I will show you how to use it. the ceilings, obviously these ceilings here are textured and I've not been asked to do the ceilings in this room. So I'm just going to show you how easy it would be to just go from doing the walls to the ceilings in one easy step. It's so simple. So turn it on. More difficult than I thought to show you how to do that because the pad isn't, obviously you can't put pressure on it, so the pad isn't doing, rotating. Normally the pole is like this when the pad is on, and it is easy as that. It's really simple. So I'll show you that on another video, so I'm sorry about that. But I'll tell you what, one thing I can show you is the power up and down. And we'll have a look at that. There's one, put it down. And again. And again. And again. Now that's on its lowest setting. And then up we go. And switch off. So there you have it. Just a little demonstration. So there we have it, everybody, the Mirka Leros pole sander. And I just wanted to give you a close look at the machine. Just give it a once over. And there we have it. So what I would say is, because this machine is quite an expensive buy, I would probably say that unless you're getting a lot of use out of this machine, it's probably not worthwhile. And when I say a lot of use, I mean if you're not using it once a week, then it's probably not worth the £800-900 or whatever that it's going to cost you to buy this machine. I use it on a weekly basis in my company. Mainly use it for denibbing, but the most useful thing is ceilings. I'm sorry, I've been unfortunate, I've not been able to show you today the ceilings, but I will get round to doing that. It's very, very easy for ceilings. Large ceilings in particular. I mean, is it worth getting out for a small ceiling? I don't know. I'll let you decide that. But there is times when I've got the Leros out instead of the Leros because it's only a small area. I mean, it takes 2 minutes to get up a ladder. It takes 2 seconds to get up a ladder. If you only have to do that 2 or 3 times, then it's not really worthwhile. But that's my overview of this, and I'll do more videos on this the more I use it. So I hope this helps. If there's anybody thinking of buying one, this might help you make up your mind and make you decide whether it's worth it or not for you. But it is a great machine. I mean, I think it boils down to price at the end of the day, because it does come in handy for certain things. So please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video, and pass the word on. Tell your friends. You know, this channel will come in handy for a lot of people. So take care, everybody, and I will see you soon. Bye now.